Western Pennsylvanians and Pittsburghers are fiercely loyal. They're proud. They want a place that reflects them. So we wanted to create a place that was welcoming.
We made this welcoming space by focusing on our North Star, which was how do we build a facility that actually reflects and serves the community and the industry? And then we turned it over to world-class architects to say, show us how you can make that happen. And then we partnered with them to make key decisions and to understand what was possible.
You know, when we design, we have to really embrace, understand, and be a little part, if possible, of the place where we're going to be designing for.
Out of that came the idea of Nateco, which was integrating nature, technology, and community into the design. So some of the great elements that you see in the airport today are really kind of infused and inspired by those things.
In a way, the building is like a pavilion in the middle of a forest. So if you look at the columns, they emerge from the ground as if they were trees. Our technology is something which is probably less visible, but it is present. Those buildings now are becoming more of a civic building. They're becoming more integrated.
You see a beautiful building, you see this, this great clear story natural light coming through. You see, the wood-like ceiling and the structural steel columns that are holding up the roof. All of that is telling a story, but it's not just that the steel columns look like trees. It's that steel was manufactured across the river in Ambridge in the very facility that manufactured the steel that built the Empire State Building and the Golden Gate Bridge. That's history. That's legacy. When we were buying anything, the spin-off effect was staying in the community, in the region. That was really important to us, and we really wanted Pittsburghers to have a sense of pride that I built this, I did it. So again, 90% of the materials and the labor were sourced from this community. So it's about $2.5 billion worth of economic impact.
So a lot of the material selections we made were sort of predetermined by the idea of needing those materials that would last the longest. And in itself, that is a sustainable measure because we're selecting things that don't need to be replaced 2 or 3 times and have a longer lifespan.
Sustainability is smart because it lowers our cost. And then we can invest in other things. It's good business. It's good business, but it's also good for humanity, and it's good for our ongoing operations, and it's great for our reputation. It also makes people proud to work here.
And hopefully you deliver magic for the passengers, which is what we want to do. We want to deliver magic. We want to make that space memorable, magical, unique, remains on your brain. Wow. And it's just, giving you the best welcome or the best goodbye. See you, hopefully come back soon.
But we are already looking at what's next. And the way we look at it, similar to what GBA does, is we're really imagining the future in a series of scenarios and then figuring out where does Pittsburgh fit in? What do we want to do? How can we use the resources of this community to reflect and serve the community again in the future? And how do we stay in touch to know when it's time to execute on any of those?